Greetings Space Cadets and welcome back for another episode of Minecraft Survival. After our last adventure we collected a whole load of Hearts of the Sea, so today we're going to make a conduit for the Xbox achievement. But not only are we going to make the conduit, we're going to make a plinth/fountain to put it on. So if we head on up to the surface, we'll be able to take a look. I've already marked out the area where it's going to be and I've got everything that we're going to need to build our monument. Or fountain, or whatever we're going to call it. So if we head on over here. Once this is deployed, we should be able to have its effect in all of these areas around us. So we'll be able to get the clay and some of the underwater achievements all here. Let's take a look and see what we're going to need to build this. We're going to build most of the entire structure out of prismarine. I've harvested an underwater temple for all of, well, basically everything. I hollowed it out. We've got enough there to build our conduit. We've got plenty of water buckets there. Let's go over these. So we're going to have the rings are going to be made out of these. We've got the steps to make it look a little bit more like a ring. We've got some slabs just cap it off. Got some soul sand for some water effects. We've got sea lanterns. We've got multiple stacks. This can be any stack you want though of whatever building material. This is going to be the base of the fountain. We're going to put some cobble wall and see how it goes. See what it looks like. The surround we're going to do out of stone bricks. But I don't think we're going to actually use all of these steps that we've got in here though. I had a little look in a creative world and I think we might just put steps on either side of it rather than all the way around, but we'll see what we think when we actually build it. I've got a set of tools as well, full set of tools. We're going to put 8 torches on it. We've got a silk touch even pickaxe in case we put down any of these blocks in the wrong place. We can easily get them without having to go and harvest some more equipment. We have some blocks here for the foundations, for the scaffolding even, to go around, and some ladders as well just to help us get around the scaffolding. A stack of food, and well, let's get started. What we're going to do is I'll just grab the tools and we're going to level out this area all the way up to, I'd probably say to about the tree. And I've put this slab in here. This is where I've marked out as where it's going to start from. So let's get this mined out. Okay, so that's this area now leveled off. So now we're going to grab our blocks. And we're going to put the ring around for the base of the fountain. So we're going to have 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we have our basic structure of the base of the fountain. We're going to dig this down 3 deep and put the floor in. Our basic well that we've dug out here. It's technically 3 deep or 2 deep if you don't count the surface level here. I put a temporary ladder just leading up there just so we can get in and out. We will have to fill this with water, but I think we'll do that at the end. I'll take the gamble that we won't fall off the structure as we build it, but if it comes too dangerous then well, we'll fill it up early. I'll put the soul sand in there as well. Once this is actually built, the soul sand we'll just simply use for the bubbles. It won't actually push us up because we're not using source blocks other than what's going to be higher up the structure. But let's get the next bit underway. So there we go. I hope you can see what we're going for here. We've only got to do this another, what, 1, 2, 3 times, plus the interior ring of this one. But I think we'll try and do all the interiors actually when I think about it all at once. It might work out easier in the long run. So there we go, that's the primary section of the first loop complete. It looks symmetrical. We had a slight little mess up on this side, accidentally went an extra 2 on that side, which pushed everything out. We'll put the steps in when we take out all the construction material later on, but we're going to get the second loop in now. And for the second loop, we're going to be using the dark prismarine. We'll be doing the exact same method that we had before. So I'll just put 1 in there, 1 on there for the base, and I'll tell you what, just so we're down at this level, we'll slide across, we'll just pop that one on there, just to start us off. So we've got 2, and then 1, another 1, and this is the 2 vertical, 2, are we at the right level? Have I gone too far? No, we were at the right level. Let's just put some steps in there so we can get back up. Yep, let's hop back up there. It's a second night now. Let's see. That there. 1, 2, 3, and now I want to come back in. 1, 2, and then we'll just have our individual ones. There we go, and we're almost back in the middle. Two and 3. Let's pop that one on that side as well. And we'll put some steps down as we go back over. So there we go, that's the main part now of all of the loops. Now I'm going to take out, if I can, some of this construction material. And we'll get those steps in. So there we go, I think I've got all the blocks in place the same way as I had them in my testing world. So that's the basic structure of the rings. Next we're going to build our little holder in the centre so that we can put our conduit in it. Should really have filled this with water first. There we go, we've got the first 2 sections for our conduit built, and the next one we're going to build out of a basic prismarine. So there we go, that's the basic structure done. Now we're going to add our conduit in the centre, and we're going to start messing around with the water. So let's pop all of the other bits and bobs that we don't really need away. We'll probably still need the shovel. I'll keep the ladders just in case. We'll keep a stack of dirt handy. We're going to need the bucket soon, but first of all we're going to need our Heart of the Sea and our Nautilus Shells. And basically for this you surround the Heart of the Sea with the Nautilus Shells. There is a couple of ways of getting the Nautilus Shells. You can go fishing, but after a while I only seem to yield just 1. The fastest way I found was to sail out around the areas where we discovered the ships last time and get the rest off the ground. Within the space of maybe about an hour and a half, I had all of the Nautilus Shells that we needed for this. So let's get that in here. 1 of them, and just pop them around there. And here is our conduit. Now, does the achievement pop for building it, or does it pop when we place it? We'll sharp find out. But I'm going to go and fill these 15 buckets of water before we go any further. Because we'll probably, well, we're not going to need that many initially anyway, but just to cover ourselves. Now then, how am I going to get across here? Right, we'll just pull it up here. Actually, I should really build this out just because this might get a bit fiddly. Now, let's clear out some of this. Actually, no, we'll clear out everything apart from the very bottom one there. And we will place our shell on there. Oh, didn't realise it gave off light. Let's drop that. Now, there are two effects that I found when I was testing. One, which is what I'm going to go for, is having water streams just go straight down and straight out to the bottom there. And the other one was where they hit and they bounced off here and it created all these separate flows, but it just looked a bit messy, whereas I want it to look, well, you'll see in a moment there. One thing as well, what I found was, at least in this current version, you don't need to have source blocks surrounding it. It just simply has to have water going on in the blocks that surround it. So what we'll do is, I'll put one there, another bucket there, and tell you what, let's just get rid of these. Fill the bottom with water, and how we're going to actually deploy, drop down one more level, and drop the water on there. See, water flows down the bottom there. Most of the water we're going to need is actually just from down the bottom. I need some of those. Actually, may not. Can we reach it just by jumping? Yes, we can. Bit of lag there, and there we go, the conduit is activated. Hear that creepy noise. Hey, I'm just going to swim inside for a moment. We're going to gather up that. There you go. You see, we're actually getting the effect whilst we're in here. You can see these are actually flowing blocks and not source blocks. And you can see the bubbles coming up from the soul sand that we placed on the bottom. But we're going to swim out here, and we're going to tidy up our mess that we made here. Hopefully the water will flow the same way it did in my creative test of this, and we won't actually need that many buckets to fill it. But, well, we'll find that out in a minute. We actually want the water on this second layer, really. Alright then, let's just go for it. 2, 3. Oh, it hasn't really formed the way I'd hoped. Oh well, we'll just have to keep going. We might have to put some blocks down so that we can put water underneath and just see where everything goes. So we've stabilised the bottom layer with just a few buckets. Now we're going to have to build it up on the second layer. That's all the buckets filled again. Let's hop back over here and see how on earth we're going to get this to go again. It might have glitched when I did it in the other world, because I'm certain that it let me fill off of, by clicking on the open space in between these flows, unless you can just tip it out. And there we have the base of our fountain filled with water, and you can also see the water flows that just simply start from the top and flow straight down, and we've got the bubbling effect from our soul sand in the bottom. So yeah, I really like this, but we're not entirely finished. Not entirely finished yet. We're going to put some cobble and some steps around. Let's just get rid of everything else from the inventory. We might need that. Let's put some of this down, some of that, get some of them in. Better put some food in as well, because I don't know how much we've got left. Anything else that we might immediately need? Oh, steps, yep, we need those. I said we're probably not going to use all the steps because I've changed my mind on a little bit of the design. We're going to need shovels. I've already got a shovel. Ooh, that's not much left on this shovel. Right, let's pop these down. We're going to try it for a little while, and if we don't like it, we can easily change it. There we go, and we will put steps leading up to it here. And I think we'll put curved ones in there. Originally, I had planned to go all the way around in sort of a zigzaggy, and that's why I made so many steps. But I think I might just keep it as minimal. So there we go, I quite like that there. I was going to put an extra layer of bricks all the way around the outside here. Let's just dig up a little bit here and see what we think. Yeah, looking at that, I think we will put a little layer of free all the way around here, just to finish it off on the outside. Hopefully it won't get too close to this cliff edge. Yeah, but so what we've got there, 2 blocks, and we're probably going to need another shovel. So there we go, everybody, that is our conduit inside of our little pedestal slash fountain. And typically there's still some stuff in there. I'll have to go clean that out later on. There's a storm started. I don't know if that's because of the conduit or if it's just because we haven't slept for a few days. One thing I have noticed is the achievement for it hasn't popped for making the conduit. Oh, it has. We just didn't see it pop up on our screen. So there we go, we got that one there. Just in between the lightning strikes. One thing I have noticed is, as much as the conduit works, it is not working in the rain. I thought it was supposed to work in the rain as well, but if we jump underwater, you'll see the effect comes into play at the side there. Hop back up on the surface and it starts to diminish. So there we go, I hope you enjoyed that. It wasn't actually the planned episode to do this today. We were going to build a water link running from our iron farm way over there to deliver stuff to our base under here. I gave it a shot with the ice and the water flows in my testing world, and we lost 12 stacks, unfortunately, because the chunks just couldn't load across the distance. But never mind, I think we've done something a lot better today, because I really like this design. I will pop up a picture at the end of the other design from the creative world that had the water flows, and you tell me in the comments if you prefer that one when you see it. Let me know, and maybe we'll change it. We can also modify, we might, I don't know whether or not to keep these walls here or not, or put something else there, maybe something with a bit of colour, a wooden fence or something, just for a bit of contrast against the stone. Even though we do have a nice contrast with a different prismarine as well. And I'll maybe make a little pathway connecting up to there. But I don't think there's that much left on my shovel. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to rate, comment, favourite and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.